The desert wind whipped sand against the opulent tapestries adorning the walls of Xerxes' throne room in Susa. The young king, barely a man past his first beard, paced like a caged lion. Rage and ambition simmered in his dark eyes, a toxic brew fueled by the memory of rebellion. The stench of defiance, like burnt incense, clung to the air, a constant reminder of the Ionian revolt, those upstart Greek city-states who dared to challenge his father, Darius the Great. But unlike his father, content with mere punishment, Xerxes craved conquest. He dreamt of a Greece kneeling, its famed cities like Athens and Sparta reduced to smoldering ruins. He envisioned himself not as a king, but a god-king, his name forever etched in history as the ruler who brought all of Greece to heel. Whispering like a desert wind at his shoulder was Mardonius, a grizzled general whose face was a roadmap of past battles. Scars crisscrossed his weathered skin, each one a story of victory or defeat. Years ago, he'd tasted the bitter dust of defeat in Greece, and the memory still rankled. Now, he leaned close to Xerxes, his voice a low rumble. "Your Majesty," he rasped, "the Greeks are a fractious lot, more concerned with petty squabbles than unity. A swift and overwhelming display of Persian might will cow them like frightened cattle." Xerxes listened intently, a predatory glint in his eyes. He saw the strategic value in Mardonius' words. A quick victory wouldn't just secure his eastern borders, but solidify his own position within the vast Persian Empire. He wouldn't be just another king following in his father's footsteps, but Xerxes the Great, the conqueror of Greece. The gears of war began to turn, a monumental undertaking unlike anything the world had ever seen. Messengers, cloaked figures mounted on swift Arabian horses, raced across the vast expanse of the empire. Their pronouncements echoed through bustling marketplaces in Babylon and opulent palaces in Egypt. From the sun-baked plains of the Nile marched skilled Egyptian archers, their bodies sleek and agile beneath supple leather armor, their quivers overflowing with deadly arrows tipped in bronze. Elite Babylonian archers, renowned for their precision and stoicism, joined the throng, their imposing figures clad in intricate bronze helmets and scale armor. Even from the far-off jungles of India came contingents of soldiers, their dark skin adorned with vibrant war paint. There were elephants, colossal beasts with tusks adorned with deadly spikes, thundered with each earth-shaking step. The very ground trembled at their approach. But the heart of this army, the tip of the Persian spear, lay with the Immortals. These elite warriors, clad in gleaming golden armor that shimmered like a mirage in the desert heat, were a symbol of Xerxes' power and Persia's might. Their leader, Hydarnes, a man built for war with a voice that boomed like a sandstorm, drilled them relentlessly. Their movements were a deadly ballet, their synchronized strikes a testament to their unwavering discipline. They were a wall of steel, an unstoppable force meant to crush any who dared oppose them. Yet Xerxes understood the importance of a multi-pronged attack. He needed not just an unstoppable land force, but a navy to control the Aegean Sea and choke off any potential Greek reinforcements. Phoenicia, a renowned naval power, was strong-armed into contributing hundreds of their swift and maneuverable biremes, their experienced crews a constant threat on the waves. Even some Greek Ionian cities, still under Persian control, were forced to lend their vessels to the cause. Artemisia I, the cunning queen of Halicarnassus, one such Ionian city, found herself caught in a web of intrigue. She knew the Greeks better than most Persians, and a flicker of doubt about the invasion flickered in her eyes. Yet, the iron fist of Persian control and the need to secure her city's future forced her to remain outwardly loyal. She hoped to gain Xerxes' favor through her naval prowess, all the while harboring a secret fear that the Greeks might just prove more resilient than the Persian king anticipated. The logistics of moving and supplying such a colossal force were mind-boggling. Years of meticulous planning went into the endeavor. Granaries overflowed with mountains of grain, dates, and livestock, stockpiled to sustain the army on its long march. Skilled engineers, their bodies slick with sweat under the relentless desert sun, toiled day and night to construct bridges across the Hellespont, a monumental feat that allowed the army to cross from Asia to Europe. The very act of bridging the narrow strait was a declaration of Xerxes' power, a symbolic act of bending nature itself to his will. Xerxes, however, refused to be a mere armchair conqueror. He craved glory, a chance to etch his name in history not just as a ruler, but as a warrior king. He would lead this war machine himself, a living embodiment of Persian might at the forefront of his army. He envisioned himself riding a magnificent white stallion, his presence a rallying cry for his troops, a symbol of their inevitable victory. Mardonius, however, despite his outward confidence, harbored some concerns. He worried about the terrain, the narrow mountain passes that could bottleneck their massive army, turning their sheer numbers into a disadvantage. And most importantly, he worried about the Greeks themselves. He knew of their legendary fighting spirit, their unwavering courage in the face of overwhelming odds. He thought particularly of the Spartans, a people renowned for their disciplined phalanxes and fierce loyalty. He tried to voice these concerns to Xerxes, but the young king dismissed them with a haughty laugh. "These Greeks," Xerxes declared, his voice echoing through the opulent throne room, "will crumble before the sheer might of my army. They will see the folly of their defiance and beg for mercy. They will become slaves in my empire, forever bowing before the greatness of Persia." With unwavering confidence, bordering on arrogance, Xerxes set the invasion in motion. The vast Persian army, a tapestry of cultures and fighting styles, a sea of humanity stretching as far as the eye could see, began its long march towards Greece. Little did they know, a storm was brewing in a narrow mountain pass called Thermopylae. There, a small band of determined Greeks awaited them, ready to make the Persians pay a terrible price for every inch of Greek soil. The very ground would soon run red with blood, and the legend of the 300 Spartans would be born. Thank you for watching. Please comment below what you would like to see next.